Hello YouTube, this is Lisa. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm doing great. Last year, I, in several of my videos, talked to you all about if you are going to start gardening this year, that you needed to print out your grow calendar for one, and you needed to make a list of everything that you wanted to grow. Spring, summer, fall, winter. You could add to the list, you could take away from the list, but make a list, then go get your seeds. I just want to check to see if you all did that. If this is your first time to my channel, I would like to welcome you, and if you are a return viewer, thank you for coming back again. As I mentioned a few minutes before, I had talked to you all about just preparing for 2025 gardening. A lot of you started gardening last year, and some of you say no turning back now. You're gonna keep going. You enjoyed it, you loved it, had some ups and downs, we all do, and you're just gonna keep going. I don't blame you, because wintertime always gets me down, but then summertime, as hard as the garden will work you, I still love it. I still love growing my own food. So back in the fall, last year, I talked to you all in a few of my videos, and I told you all, if you think you're going to want to garden, if you've never gardened and you think you want to start gardening, I suggest you go ahead and start. And if you've already been gardening, and to prepare for the new year 2025, you need to go to almanac.com, print out your grow calendar. Go to almanac.com, put in your zip code, and if you can print out the calendar that it gives you, print it out or save it to your device, or however you want to get it, but get your hands on it so that you know when to plant your seeds. The biggest mistake I made when I first started gardening is I didn't know when to start my seeds. I did not know, and I started watching gardening channels before I knew when to start my seeds. And I did not think about it, but I was watching channels that the gardeners were all over the nation. I was even watching some that was in the United Kingdom, in the UK. I was watching people all over. I was watching people in Canada and people everywhere. And I was all over the place. I did not have my grow calendar. I went through late spring 2020, in the summer, and I think I was into the fall before I realized there is a calendar that I need to go by. And so it is at almanac.com. Put in your zip code and get your grow calendar. So that your plants will grow better when you have them growing when they're supposed to be growing. They will. And it's less headache. It's more fun when you have your plants growing at the right time. And so that's what you gotta do. You make out a list of plants that you want to grow, and your list may be 1 or 2 pages, Maybe front side of a page, maybe front side, second side, halfway down, maybe whatever. Put it on the list. Even if you don't have the seeds, if you think you might want to try and grow it, put it down. Write it down, because you can take away from the list and you can always add to the list. But make a list so that you know where you're going. It will guide you through, and then you won't be like in the summertime thinking, oh man, I wanted to grow some tomatoes. Well, you needed to already had them seeds started. If I'm in 8A, and first part of February is when I need to sow my seeds for my tomatoes. And I can't be in June or July wanting tomato plants. Not here in Alabama. I can't do that, because I could start some seeds, but it'll be, probably about time for it to be start cool down before they really get to where they're producing. And then it won't be long after that. It'll be freezing and they won't have produced the way that it could. So that's why you have to plant stuff when the grow calendar tells you to plant. Now, after a few years of growing, you will start to realize there's a better time to sow your seeds than what the calendar says. But the calendar is a great guide for you to start. And that way you don't watch all these garden channels that I know you're watching and think, oh, I'm going to start my seeds here and I'm going to start my seeds there. Well, they said they're starting theirs over here. And they said, why are they starting at different times? Because they're probably in different grow zones, and you probably ain't in neither one of their zones, and you need to go by your grow zone, your grow calendar, so that you know when you are supposed to start your seeds. That's why you need your grow calendar. So back in the fall of 2024, I made a list of everything I wanted to grow in 2025 for the whole entire year. Then I made a list of companion plants, and the companion plants are plants that will grow well with each other. And I feel like flowers, you need to get flowers in there too. Like in the spring, summertime, you need to bring in pollinators. You'll be growing stuff that will produce a flower, some male and female flowers, like your squash, for sure. They have male and female flowers. And you need pollinators to come in and take the pollen from the male flower and take it over to the female flower. And then that female flower will produce your fruit. That's how that works. And so you need to plant a whole lot of flowers around your yard so that you can bring in the pollinators. You want your butterflies, you want your bees, and anybody that can come and pollinate for you. Now you can hand pollinate for them. Some of them, like tomatoes, you can kind of shake a tomato plant, I think, and its pollen will just kind of spread around to the other flowers. Like the squash plant, the cucumber plant is kind of the same way. And okra, all of them, they produce a flower and they need pollinating. And I have seen or heard some gardeners say, I got a bunch of male flowers and I don't have any female flowers. You don't have female flowers, you won't get any fruit. And they are exactly right. But one thing is the male flowers, they gonna grow. They gonna pop out of there and they gonna grow. But they ain't gonna produce no fruit. They gonna have the pollen, but they not gonna have the fruit. And so the female flower, she the most important one. You need her. You need that female flower. And so the bees come in, they take from that male flower the pollen and take it over to the female flower and put it in there, and then she will produce the fruit. It's almost like the humans, but that's the female flower. She's the most important one. So you need to bring in some pollinators to get you some female flowers and get you some fruit. You know, but the the companion plants, that is like onions. Onions kind of grow well with everything, especially with your brassicas. They are sometimes will deter the caterpillars. I don't know what will deter that white moth. You know, that joker there. She go around and she go lay her eggs. She will lay her eggs through the netting. If you have netting over here, and if you have a this is your netting, and if you have a brassica and her leaf is laying up against that netting, that white moth will come and get her egg down under that somehow, and next thing you know, your leaves eat up. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And so onions, garlic, you know, can sometimes deter. Sometimes. Most times, early on, it will. But when that pest pressure really kick in, it don't be nothing. It don't be anything that can save your leaves from them. All them. They come and they will take over. After I made my list, I got made out my companion list. You don't have to make a companion list. I'm basically going to use the same list that I had last year, because I'm going to be growing basically the same thing I grew last year. I grow just about the same thing every year. I tried out a bunch of different tomatoes last year. This year I'm going to be trying out a bunch of different herbs. So my companion list, I can just pretty much bring it. And there's companion lists out there on the internet. You can just Google garden companion lists, and they will come up with one for you. And you know, you can use that. And then after I got all my lists and everything made, then I went to go get my seeds. And that's why I told you, when you get your grow calendar, you get your lists made, then you need to go get your seeds. And you need to have done that last year, because now is the time to plant your seeds, to drop your seeds, to sow your seeds. And you need to have your seeds. And I'm telling you, everybody in the garden communities have been on the hunt for seeds ever since last fall. And you lucky if you are able to find some of the seeds. If you have waited, if you are able to find the seeds now, you better grab them. If you see them, if you're out somewhere and you see some seeds that you want to grow and you do not have already, you better get your hands on them. You better go ahead on and get them, because you may go back and they won't be there. Because I'm telling you, everybody's on the hunt for seeds. I'm still buying seeds, but only because I've already looked and they were out, and I'm just still on the hunt, but I pretty much got all the seeds that I need anyway. Because I probably don't need to be growing no more herbs to what I already got, because I don't have much room, because I'm going to have to buy some more space. I'll have to buy some more beds or something. But that's basically what I did. And this is pretty much my list for 2025. And I have the backside. Those are my herbs. But that's pretty much my list. And this is my companion planting list. And this is from last year. But everything on here is basically what I will be growing again this year. Then I just got a bunch of notebook paper, and I made a list for every month that I will be growing. So these are the brassicas that I think I'll grow, and I put that I was gonna winter sow them. So but I don't know if I'm gonna winter sow. But those are the brassicas that I think I'm gonna grow. I gotta get my peppers, celery, rosemary, onions, shallots, leeks, and bunching onions. I gotta get all those seeds started this month. And see, these are the dates that my grow calendar tells me to start them. And my peppers, I need to have started them tomorrow, on the 22nd. But that's pretty much it. That's January. And then I got February. I got tomatoes and onions and sugar peas and sage. But I don't know if I'm gonna start sage, because I got 2 plants out there and they just come back every year. March is a heavy month for sowing seeds. All the melons, all the okra. I'll be transplanting onions into the garden. I'll be planting peas, potatoes, radish, watermelons, honeydew melons, and my sister will probably transplant her. Well, I don't know if it's going to be warm enough, but she is her ginger. I don't know if she's going to start it outside in March or April. I'm not sure. But cucumbers, carrots, all that. March is going to be a big month for starting seeds. April is I'm going to grow corn this year, so I will start those seeds in April. Beans, sweet potato slips. I have been real late starting my sweet potato slips in the last 2 years. This year I'm gonna get those out, because in previous years I was growing sweet potato slips and garlic in the same place. When I harvest one, I would put in the other. When I harvest that, then I would plant the other. And like sweet potato slips, they will go in springtime, and I'll harvest them in fall. And then garlic is planted in the fall, and then it is harvested around Memorial Day. And so that's how that goes. But I have my garlic planted in a bed this year, but I'm still gonna plant sweet potatoes in containers. It's nothing to me. My experience is Potatoes, sweet potatoes, they have to be planted in containers so that I can turn them over. I want to be able to turn that container over and go all the way down to the bottom. If you don't believe me, check out my videos. My potatoes, sweet potatoes, harvest videos. I'll leave them in the down below for y'all to go and check them out. Some people say, well, I don't know if you get a good harvest. You will get a good harvest of potatoes and sweet potatoes growing out of a container. I have 27-gallon containers that I grow sweet potatoes out of. I have 3 of them, I think, and they produce well. So you cannot tell me that growing potatoes and sweet potatoes in a container they do fine. They will do absolutely fine in that. And so, yeah, I am going to start my sweet potato slips in April this year. And I got them here over here in May too. If I don't make it in April, I'll get them in there in May. But it has been into June the last 2 years. I plant them. This year, I am going to start my fall crops early because I had been starting them in August, I think, August or September. That's really just too late. And I'm gonna start them jokers in July because, like, it's been getting down to, like, got up this morning, it was 5 degrees, I think. Yesterday morning it was 0, and it's just been frigid cold. It has not been up above freezing since Saturday, I think. Because Sunday was freezing cold all day, and our water has been dripping in all of our sinks, in the tub, and cabinet doors been open for the last 3 days. And I got cabbage out there, collard greens, mustard greens, all them, and they out there wrapped up, and they've been wrapped up ever since Friday. And it is frigid cold out there. Been frigid cold ever since Sunday, ever since Saturday evening. And we knew that it was coming, and so Friday evening, I got out there. I wanted to water them, but I didn't get to water them. And they are out there. They have not had any water in 2 weeks. So I would rather them be already done. I've gotten all my harvest off of them, like, by this time, in 2026. I want all this to be done. Like, I don't want to be still waiting on cabbage and still waiting on broccoli and still, I don't want that. I mean, because it's too cold out there. I don't want to be out there, and it's too cold for them to be out there in that. So I am going to start my fall crops, especially the ones that take the longest. I might start them in July. I think I'm going to start them in July. And then I'll just take them out, put tulle over them, and put shade cloth over them, and keep them watered, and just hope for the best, because I want them to, like, I'm going to do broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, Romanesco, and collards. I'm going to start all those seeds because they take the longest. So I'm going to start all those seeds probably mid to late July. And then, like I said, I'll start them, have them out here off my patio, and just put tulle and shade cloth over them, because everything out there just about it basically have irrigation running to it, so they can stay watered. And then in August, we'll go ahead and start carrots and lettuce and turnips, rutabagas, mustards, and onions. But I have to be very, very careful, because the broccoli, we had a fall all the way up to Thanksgiving almost, and it didn't get cold until the week of Thanksgiving, because I went to North Carolina and I had to wrap up everything with roll cover before I left, because it was going to be cold during the time we were going to be gone. And they fared it well. They were good, wrapped up, and but none of those autumn spear broccoli bolted. Got too hot. So it may happen again, I don't know, but I didn't have irrigation ran in that bed either. So, and I didn't put shade cloth over it like I should have. But yeah, that is my monthly list of when I'm supposed to start my seeds. And I just basically went by my grow calendar on when to get that started. So just like down here it says almanac.com, and you just put in your zip code and it will give you your grow calendar. This basically started January, and basically started January 2nd, Tuesday, January 2nd, and Thursday, January 2nd, 2025, and gives you some literature on how to read the calendar, because it have your last frost date. See, your last frost date is in the springtime. Your first frost date is in the fall. So my average last spring frost date is April 3rd. But in 2020 and in 2021, and I think even in 2022, we had a frost date in May around Mother's Day. We had to go out there and cover up peonies and all them. And peas, beans, we had a lot of stuff out there growing, and we had to go out there and cover all that stuff up, because we were having a frost, and we did. So then it will have your crops in alphabetical order, and the first one that it talks about is arugula, and this is the frost date that I should start arugula. I'm in 8A, North Alabama. And if you're gonna plant by the moon, then these are the dates that you need to start arugula. And that's if you're starting your seeds indoors. This is the indoor column. This is when you need to transplant. And if you started the seeds here on the frost date, then you need to be able to transplant them on March 13th through March 27th. And if you're going by the moon and you started your seeds indoors here, you need to transplant them here, March 13th through March 14th. That's how you read that. And then if you start seeds outdoors, you need to start them here in March. That's probably because the soil won't be as cold. And then the last date to plant is in October 2nd, but it's gonna start over in the fall. It's gonna give me another fall calendar. And then it goes on. It has asparagus and basil, beets, bell peppers, bok choy. Then it starts October 1st, October 30th is my first fall frost date. And then it starts all over again with the same crops. And arugula, if I start inside, need to start by the frost date, September 11th through October 16th. Starting by the moon, planting by the moon, September 21st through October 6th is when I should plant arugula in the fall. And then the list starts all over. So that's how you read the grow calendar. Is easy. You know, that's basically my process on getting everything started in for spring, summer, and that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to talk to you all about. Now, I've been telling you all to go ahead and do the same thing. Get your make out your list, get your grow calendar, get your seeds, and get ready. And all in between, get your however you're gonna plant. You don't have to start your seeds inside. I mean, you can do winter sowing, and all you need is a bunch of water bottles, a bunch of milk jugs, vinegar jugs, just a bunch of bottles and jugs. And get you some soil, some good fluffy soil, and you can winter sow, start all your seeds that way. You can go out at the right time according to your grow calendar. You can start your seeds outside. And I start all my seeds inside. But you don't have to start yours the same way. I saw a video where M.I. Gardner, he said you don't have to have grow mats. You don't have to have all these little planters. You don't have to have a shelf and all like that. Start your seeds. But if you want to start your seeds inside and get the seeds started early, if you live in a cold climate area, you need to start your seeds inside the house. And even if you start them inside the house, you don't have to have grow mats. You can sit them by a window there so they'll get plenty of light. You can do that. But over time, just like how you put money. I've talked to you all about that too. Investing in your garden is an investment. Whatever makes gardening easier for you, then you invest in it. And if starting seeds inside the house is going to be easier for you, then you go ahead and you invest and you get what you can when you can. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not anything wrong with starting your seeds in pots, starting them outside, however you want to do it. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But if you live in a cool climate and you just don't need to start your seeds outside, then you can start them inside. And if you start them inside, there are certain things that you need to get, and it will make it easier for you. And you just have to go ahead and invest in it. You need to invest in lights. You need to invest in grow mats. You need to invest in a grow shelf. It's all an investment. You don't have to have it. No, you do not. But it makes it easier. And it's an investment. Just like when I first started growing, I had one 3 by 6.5 wooden bed, and I went and got all the soil I needed for it, and I bought like 3 or 4 pots here and there. Then I started watching garden channels, and I started seeing them with them 17-gallon pots. I thought I want some of them. And Lead Farmer 73, he told me he got those, and he was saying in his videos all the time, got them from Walmart. I went to Walmart, got me some of those. Every pay period, I bought me 2 or 3 of them. And the next thing I know, my patio was full of pots and all like that. I invested. That's what I did. And then in late 2020, my sister moved here and she was buying stuff. And next thing I know, we had that grow shelf. We had a bunch of planters and trays, lights, and grow mats. We invested. You don't have to have it, but it makes it easier. So by the time your weather is warm enough, then your plants are already big enough and you don't have to go buy no starter plants. You got your starter plants. You started them in the house. And that's how you do that. It makes it easier. But you don't have to do it. But it makes it easier. It's an investment. I'm just saying. And I usually will. I got this thing full of seeds. I've already been through it. Got all my seeds out that I'm gonna grow this year. Got them all in this shoebox. I got a bunch of seeds in here. Got a whole bunch of seeds down here. And then I have a whole bunch right here. And I only have these here because I just didn't put them over here yet. And every month I'm going to pull from these containers what I'm supposed to plant. Like in January, I'm going to pull all my pepper seeds out of these two and put them into this. And this, my grow table is right behind this wall right here. And I will keep this by me at my grow table. And then when February comes, I'll switch them seeds out and put my February seeds in there. And then I'll take this over to my grow table and drop those seeds. That's how I do it. And when I drop my seeds, I take them right on over to my grow shelf. And put them on the heat mats. And that's how I do that. And so that is it. This is all I wanted to talk to you all about. It's enough. I done talked too much. I am so sorry. I do that so much, and you all say it's okay. And so if y'all are okay with it, then I'm still sorry. But I really do enjoy talking to you all. I am so excited. I was so excited last year knowing so many of you all started gardening and come over and see what kind of adventures I got going on. And I just appreciate you all. You all keep me going. And I just enjoy sharing with you all. And so I am going to go now. It is 5 minutes to 12 a.m. Well, it is 11:55 p.m. But I'm going to go now. Appreciate you all hanging out with me. You all please stay safe, stay well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.